What is going on, guys? And today is a review on PES 2021 season update. Now before we get into the video, just a quick mention that we started a Twitch channel. There'll be linked down below for our channels. It'll be mine and Soul Gamer's channel. Both will be linked in the description below, so give us a follow. We'll start to stream pretty soon. Nevertheless, let's get into it. So today is a season update, which means there's no improvements from last year. Well, there is improvements, but you get what I mean. But yeah, it will cost around £25 for the season update. There's no major improvements in terms of gameplay, all of the modes. But with my club, it's similar as it stands, as you can tell, with the fabulous name of Unbelievable Jeff. We all know why. Yeah, so there's no improvements in terms of the menus. There's no improvements in terms of the features you can use in the menus, like any sort of enhancements of tactics and so like that. I mean, even the managers are the same, so that's something. There's still game modes to play. There's still against the CPU, against other players and so like that. But this year it's different because this year there's different club editions. For example, you can get the Juventus where you can get Ronaldo. There's United where you can get David Beckham. There's one with Barcelona where you can get Messi. But those cost a bit extra. I believe those cost around £29 each instead of 25. So you pay an extra £5 for another player. But anyway, gameplay on the other hand is pretty decent, to be fair. Obviously last year there was problems with players not responding to anything, and for it being too slow and all that, which, to be fair, there's a point that's quite valid at that point. But on the other hand, this year it's smoother, it's more responsive, it's not faster in terms of the flow of the game, but it's still better. It's better to play. It's more playable. It's better passing. The players react to loose balls quicker. Tackling is more refined. Goalkeepers should respond a bit better. Referees are a bit dodgy, I'll admit that. Master League is pretty much the same thing. It's carbon copy from last year. I think there's a couple of new questions, I believe, in the new interviews. I think there's a couple of new questions there, but apart from that, there's nothing else new. But yeah, there's obviously with this year there's new kits and all that. The transfers have been made. Everything is sorted down that route. Yeah, so it's a pretty solid, to be fair. Obviously, there's it's the same gameplay as last year, pretty much, but it's still got its refinements. It's still got its bits and bobs here and there that make it a more refined game from last year. That's why it's pretty much called a season update. The reason why it's they're charging you £20 is because it's a new game. It still has improvements and features and so on like that, and you get bonuses on top of that if you pay a bit extra on top of that. So it does make sense, but it's not really worth that £20 if you think about it. But in my opinion, I'd say it'd be worth about 15 at the most. But that's a different topic another day. In terms of my club, in terms of Master League and all that stuff, it's just pretty much the same thing as last year, but you start from scratch again, which it's not necessarily a bad thing. But in terms of the bonuses that you get in return, yes, there's a bit of profit from that in some ways, if you get what I mean. But Becoming a Legend is the same. Sort of. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing again. With the My Club, there's you can get legend players again. You can get the player boxes where you can pay some amount to get three players free. There's tournaments. There's cups to complete. There's match day and something like that. It's all pretty much sunken into the day one content, and yeah, it's there's things to do. It's not as if there's nothing to do. With gameplay, yeah, I found passing the best part of the game because it's quite fluid the way the ball's been spread about across the pitch, and it's yeah, if you string a move together, it's very, very, very fun to do. So yeah, if I'm honest, I'm happy with the way it's gone out for this year, but in terms of charging for a season update, it's a little bit controversial. I can see why people complain about that. However, there are arguments to think whether it's actually a new game. There are things that set it apart from last year's title, but still, it's the same game but with bonuses and better gameplay. So if you want a game, based on football, but you want bonuses on top of that and better gameplay from the previous year, then your best bet is going with this. pretty much. That's pretty much it really. So as mentioned before, we have Twitch channels that we've recently set up. There'll be a link down below for our channels. Yeah, so thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the recent support on our videos and on our channels and stuff like that. So yeah, if you like the video, let me know in the comments down below. Leave it a like if you want to see more reviews and more games that you want me to review in the future. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn the notification button, which you will see in the corner of the screen right now. And yeah, I will see you later in the next video. So, adios.